Hi everyone, I'm immigration lawyer John Khosravi. Thank you for joining me today, where I'm going to talk about an event that happened in the news about denaturalization which may occur for the former treasurer of the city of Philadelphia. It's an interesting story, and I want people to hear it to understand how the immigration process works, if there's fraud involved, there's criminal history involved, and again, these are allegations, but how that affects the immigration process and what consequences that'll have, no matter who you are and what you did. Okay, thanks for tuning in. I'm immigration lawyer John Khosravi. As I said, please follow us on social media. Check out JQK Law Firm YouTube page, Instagram page, Facebook, and on TikTok, Immigration Lawyer John, where I bring up and discuss immigration issues, questions, and the like, so I can provide answers to your questions. So let's just jump into it today. I saw this interesting story in the news where the former treasurer of the city of Philadelphia, this gentleman was a Liberian person, a descendant of Harriet Tubman. And for those who don't know, Harriet Tubman was an important figure in the history of the United States who helped a lot of those that were enslaved in the South to be able to escape and go to the North to find their freedom. This person, apparently his grandfather, was a former president of Liberia even. He had come to the United States as a student visa holder, eventually married a classmate, obtained a green card through that route, and eventually got citizenship. Now, one thing you'll see here in the headline, and news organizations make this mistake a lot, is they say they obtain citizenship through marriage. You don't obtain citizenship through marriage. You first get married, apply for a green card, which is lawful permanent residency. After at least 3 to 5 years of having a green card and having a clean record, you could apply for U.S. citizenship. And once you get a citizen, you get a naturalization certificate. Once you become a citizen, and you get a U.S. passport as well if you apply for it. Now, the issue here is this person, they're claiming, was involved in a sham marriage. That means a person got married for the sake of getting a green card, not because they're actually in love or they actually want to be married to that person because they want a life with them, but it's purely because they wanted to get a green card out of it. Now, that's one problem, but another is this person worked at a bank here, they say Wells Fargo, and they allege that while he was working there before he got citizenship, because apparently he became a citizen in 2016 and he seems working at Wells Fargo before he became a citizenship, he had allegedly committed some fraud where he tried to steal some money, long story short. Now you can read the full article, link will be in the comment in the description. But the issue with that is, obviously if it's a crime, those issues exist. But when you apply for U.S. citizenship, there's a question on there that essentially asks, even for the green card application, but here they had the green card, let's say the marriage was not a fraud and it's a proper marriage, between getting a green card and getting citizenship, if you commit a crime that you're not caught for, that's still a problem, because on citizenship, on the form for citizenship for N400, it asks, have you ever committed a crime which you have not been caught or convicted for? I'm just paraphrasing it, but essentially, have you done something wrong that we didn't catch you? And they have that question there on purpose, so that once your citizenship case is approved, and after it's done, if they find out later on that you had committed a crime and not told them there, that immediately invalidates the citizenship application and says you essentially committed fraud. You lied on your application. Sorry, there's flies flying around. I think it's mosquitoes. I'm gonna get bit pretty bad. But you do what you got to do for these videos. But in essence, if you lied on the N400 naturalization application, then they could come back and do what's called denaturalization. And this is a big push by President Trump and his administration. They created a denaturalization task force to find these kind of cases where someone may have lied on the application to get them, take away their citizenship, and that makes them then subject to removal hearings, deportation court, to see if they should be kicked out of the United States or not. And if it is so, then they will be removed, and essentially they can't come back to the United States. Very difficult for them to re-enter. So this person right here is facing a difficult situation. Let's say the marriage is real. Proving fraud is a little harder. You got to really show it's fraud. But let's say the marriage is real because he allegedly committed fraud at the bank that he worked at. If they could prove that, USCIS and the Immigration Department, all that, the whole system, the apparatus of immigration in the United States could come back and say, well, you lied on your naturalization application, you had committed a crime that you were not caught for, and you didn't tell us about it, and because of that, we could take away your citizenship. And once you lose that, then it's downhill from there to being able for the government to remove them and deport them from the United States. So I want to share with you what's possible and the importance of being honest in your citizenship application form N400, because it could be problematic, it could come back. Now, this person committed a crime, that would be an issue no matter what, but don't commit crimes. You don't got to do that. It's America. There's always opportunity. Unbelievably, this person became a treasurer of one of the most historic cities in the United States, but again, it's alleged. We don't know if he actually did this or not, Hopefully he didn't. Hopefully it's a mistake, because it's his whole life right now is going to go topsy-turvy. But I wanted to explain the process of naturalization and the fact that that question is there, and how they could come and denaturalize you and take all that stuff away from you. I hope that information helped. If you haven't subscribed already, click on the subscribe button, press the like button, and ring that bell so you get more notification, more information. I try to post videos daily about the U.S. immigration process and help people out to get more information. So I hope I helped you in your journey. Until next one, have a good one. Bye-bye.